Brazil spearheaded by the world's hottest property, Ronaldo, not to mention his flamboyant striking partner, Romario. The two combined in the 5th minute, Ronaldo's shot scorching the fingertips of Fabian Barthez. But the Monaco keeper was motionless when Roberto Carlos let loose. The Real Madrid attacking fullback with yet another of his trademark free kicks. Ronaldo was still after a share of the limelight, and again Barthez denied him glory. In the second half, France went desperately close to an equaliser, Zinedine Zidane hitting the unsuspecting Cafu on the line. But the World Cup hosts finally broke through in the 59th minute. Taffarel spilling the first shot, and Mark Keller giving the keeper no chance with the rebound. The World Cup's only automatic qualifiers were inseparable in the last half hour, 1-1 the final score. In Game 2 of the Tournoi, Arsenal striker Ian Wright put England on track for their first victory over Italy in 20 years. Italy's unusual defensive frailties were exposed again in the 43rd minute. This time Wright feeds Paul Scholes, 2-0 England. Dino Baggio used all his might to reduce the deficit. Chelsea's Gianfranco Zola picked up the loose ball but couldn't find the target. Another defensive howler, this time by Alessandro Costacurta, left Manchester United's Andy Cole with the chance to humiliate the Italians even further. England's victory renewing their confidence for when the countries meet again in their crucial World Cup qualifier in October.
Select and drink them. The book is $45 plus postage and handling if you telephone 1300 303 028 now. Also available from ABC shops.
Incredible home cinema by Philips. Believe what you see.
Philips, let's make things better.
Tonight at 9:30 on SBS, a man opts out of the rat race and retreats to a mountain. But his anonymity is lost when a TV crew turns up. And viewers are reminded that programs are on half an hour earlier in Adelaide.
This program is brought to you by Energy Australia.
And good afternoon. Welcome again to the World Game. In a busy week for Australian teams on the international stage, the Socceroos, as expected, cruised through the Oceania Group 1 qualifiers in Sydney, the first part of their journey towards France 98. They'll now face a sterner test, a two-legged playoff against Oceania Group 2 winners, New Zealand, starting in Auckland next Saturday afternoon. Elsewhere, the young Socceroos continue their Malaysia 97 World Youth Cup campaign on Monday night against the reigning World Youth Champions Argentina. As always, we'll bring you a comprehensive coverage of both the Socceroos and the young Socceroos matches. Details later in the programme. Also on the agenda, the Copa America semi-finals and finals, so plenty of great football viewing once again. On today's programme, Game 4 of the Tournoi de France, a rematch between USA 94 World Cup finalists, Brazil and Italy. The final in Los Angeles 3 years ago was scoreless. This game in Lyon doesn't suffer from any scarcity of goals. Still on the topic of France 98, and we have action from the latest rounds of World Cup qualifiers throughout the 9 groups of Europe, and an abbreviated package of the remaining few leagues of Europe still in progress. And to end the programme, happy birthday wishes to PSV's Belgian striker Luc Nilis, who turns 30 on Wednesday.
It's Wim Jonk. And there's Nilis! And remarkably, PSV Eindhoven have struck again Luc Nilis.
The Tournoi de France, held over a 9-day period in 5 French cities, brought together 4 of the favourites for next year's World Cup. Brazil, Italy and England have all won the World Cup, while host nation France is planning on a first triumph on home soil next year. The action in Game 4 comes from Lyon, where Italy and Brazil knew a draw between them would ensure England would win the tournoi with a game to spare. Coming up, one of the games of the season. Our commentators Rob Hawthorne and Andy Gray.
Ronaldo and Romario, what a strike force. Ronaldo and Romario, 2 of the 7 players in this Brazilian squad who ply their trade abroad. This is Dunga, who plays in Japan, and that's the newcomer to the team, Danielson.
Well, I've just switched to 2 midfield players by the looks of it. And I'm just looking at Leonardo. He's taken a pretty advanced position early on in this match. Don't know whether they're going to try and change him. He didn't quite get involved as much as he would have liked against the French.
Here's Di Matteo to Vieri, and now Del Piero looking to trigger off a move from Vieri. Dino Baggio. And Roberto Carlos turned it away. It comes off Lombardo for a Brazilian throw-in.
Well, the Italians are exactly as we thought. Lombardo's certainly playing right side, Maldini left. They're going in with Costa Curta as the spare man, and I think they've got to do that. When you play against Romario and Ronaldo, I think the Italians will like that safety valve of Costa Curta just 10, 15 yards behind at times.
You wonder just how much of a smokescreen all the quotes from Paolo Maldini that he was to play on the right actually were. This is Mauro Silva. This is Dunga, the man who scored what was effectively the winning penalty kick in the World Cup final, which Brazil won 3-2 on kicks after a goalless draw following 120 minutes. Dunga again. Mauro Silva, another of the players who played at Pasadena Rose Bowl. Foot of Danielson was high, and it's an Italian free kick.
Great example there. We often talk about Brazilian skill and flair. Dunga, vast experience. The ball dropped in an area where he didn't want to just pull it down. Even the best players in the world are not shy in putting their foot through it if that's what's required.
Brazil, who were on a really successful roll approaching this tournament until their last game before it, when they suffered that defeat against Norway 9 days ago that really shook them up. Vieri looking for Del Piero, and Italy break through and get the lead after 6 minutes, and it's the man restored to the starting lineup who's got it, Alessandro Del Piero.
Yeah, he gets the goal, but Vieri did all the work. An absolutely magnificent cross. And all it was saying was, please put me in. He makes a good run, first and foremost. And then he just comes back on his left side, very, very left-sided. Doesn't look, I'm putting it into the danger area. Not good covering by Cafu. Del Piero's on the inside of him. And I'll tell you what, it's an easy header from there. Down, gives Taffarel no chance. 6 yards out. Great start for the Italians.
And it was the Juventus front two that did the trick for Italy. Casiraghi and Zola displaced tonight by Vieri and Del Piero, and it's that combination that has given Italy the lead here in Lyon. But now a Brazilian free kick.
Great skill here. That's just crude from Baggio, to be fair.
Guess who's going to take it?
He's not going to shoot from there, is he? Didn't put it past him. Nah, not the way he's shaping up.
It's Roberto Carlos with a kick. Dunga. Aldair. Roberto Carlos again. Blocked by Lombardo. For all the talk that there was about Roberto Carlos' spectacular free kick here last week, there was a lot of disenchantment at home that Brazil didn't manage to hold on to the lead it established. And there'll be further disenchantment if they fail to beat Italy here tonight. Important month ahead for the Brazilians. Straight off the back of this tournoi, they go into the Copa America, their first game in that competition, 3 days after they face England in Paris.
I think that's fair. I mean, to be for the Brazilians, I think that is something that they are aiming towards. I mean, and this is a tournament that I'm sure Zagallo is using to try 1 or 2 things out, experiment just a little. Given success here and success in the Copa America, I know what they'd choose.
Here's Vieri, Del Piero again in the box. Can they combine again? Off target this time, but yet again Vieri set up the opportunity for him.
I think it's just typical of what I felt he could get at this defence. I said it right at the top, and I think the Italians are showing us where it's in between full-backs and centre-backs. They get caught forward a little, the full-backs. I think Vieri did brilliant there. That time he just didn't cross it blind. He had a little look up. You see him looking now. Where's my mate? He says, where is he? And he plays a super ball to him. This is a disappointing finish.
Maldini it is who's picked out Del Piero. Cilio Silva holding him up.
More ways than one. I think that's an area to explore against the Brazilians. I really do, because I don't think the centre-backs are comfortable when they come out of the middle like that. It does leave them vulnerable. Time and again, even in this match, the Italians have just knocked it down the side. Little ball in. Well, Del Piero or Vieri wants to run after it. We're getting the ball in really good areas.
Looking to furnish the likes of Lombardo, Panucci, Vieri, all waiting in the penalty area for this free kick. And it was a flick from Panucci.
Well, the goalkeeper's lucky in many senses, Rob, simply because it goes straight at him. It's a great ball and horrible to deal with. The touch is all that's needed. Imagine Lombardo got another touch on it. There's not a lot Taffarel could have done reacting to it.
Good fortune at one end then for Brazil. How about the other for Roberto Carlos? And it's been just the start that Italy wanted to this game. Took them around 6 minutes to do what 120 minutes at the Pasadena Rose Bowl 3 years ago failed to do, which was separate these two teams with a goal. Del Piero, the man who's given Italy the lead. Foul on Di Matteo by Cafu. And Di Matteo has certainly been in the wars in this tournament. Lasted only 15 minutes of the opening match.
Yeah, that's clumsy more than anything, this, isn't it?
Del Piero claiming a foul by Dunga. Leonardo. Here's Mauro Silva. All players ahead of him. Ronaldo, one of them, quick on the turn against Cannavaro, and off the post, it deflected. It's a corner.
He was brilliant there, honestly. Cannavaro stuck to him like glue for the majority of this game, but his movement and his speed, watch the way he just spins off him when he's away. Uses his strength, and then again, Costa Curta in that sweeper position comes over, gets a touch on. It could easily have gone in.
Leonardo with a corner. Brazil hoping to make the most of this good spell of pressure. Celio Silva arrived, beyond him to Romario. Cross again towards Ronaldo. Cannavaro saw a bit more of it that time. And the break on here for Del Piero. Two Brazilian defenders tracking back. He's going to have to do it all on his own. Well, Vieri has come forward now. He brought plenty of Brazilian defenders back with him. Del Piero just unable to work it through for Baggio, but it was a handball. This is where we'll see the Italian version of Roberto Carlos. It's Albertini! Demetrio Albertini, as Brazil were still trying to organise themselves, caught them absolutely cold.
I'm not so sure if that took a deflection or not. It certainly moved an awful lot, but this time I don't think it was the bend in the ball alone. Taffarel, who was trying to organise his wall, just taking complete. They're a bit sloppy. He certainly thumps it. Aldair, there's the culprit. And that's probably gone well wide. But if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win a raffle.
Cut off by Lombardo. This is Aldair. Well read by Attilio Lombardo. Danielson.
The game on here, I tell you. The Italians have dug in the last 5 minutes. Strung along the edge of that 18-yard box. Oh, it's a bit harsh, I thought, that decision.
So you don't think the Brazilians are out of it?
No.
To the imagination.
Listen, I think there was a Spanish Cup, was it a cup final, and 3-0 down Barcelona at half-time, and a certain young man wearing number 20, or number 9 out there, went on to score a hat-trick in the second half, and they won it. No, they're not out of it. The Italians are in the league of their own when they have to do this. Camp in their own penalty area, around the 18-yard box, get bodies, get tight, spoil it, make it difficult.
Danielson to weave a bit of magic, and he has at least earned the reward of a corner.
And you're going to have to see the Brazilian at their best to get back in it and to open them up.
A breakthrough before half-time wouldn't go down too badly, and it's in! Roberto Carlos's shot deflected in by Lombardo, and Brazil reduced the deficit.
Just when you talk about a team how well they do, they just go to sleep on the corner. To be fair to Brazil, they take it really quickly. Get the ball down, get it back in play. The second deflection of the night. Not so sure if Pagluca would have gotten to it, but Lombardo's right leg just snakes out, whether it was going even wide of the goal. But it certainly contributes a great deal to Brazil being back in the match.
Leonardo with Baggio at his back. And that's Celio Silva's ball.
Well, they've got to keep it, the Italians, when they have it. At 2-0, I think they were quite happy to sit back and invite pressure. I think at 2-1, it's not the best plan. I think they've still got to go forward themselves. They've got to try and keep a little bit more possession. There have been long spells in this half without the ball.
Brazil instructing their moves very patiently. Mauro Silva. Romario, can he get round? 3 in the area for him as he takes his tumble.
Oh, I thought that had to be obstruction, I have to say. That was great bit of quick feet, slipped it past Costa Curta. I think he was a culprit. He just made no move to get out of the way.
Dunga. Well, another ambitious effort. Too far wide.
But they're looking around a little bit in that central area. Di Matteo, Albertini, Baggio looking around, seeing who's going to get a little bit of help. To be fair to Baggio, he's followed Leonardo the whole of the first half, and he's done that ever so well. But it has left Di Matteo and Albertini a little bit exposed against the other 3 at times.
Leonardo. Italy actually looking to try and make a change before the half-time break. Diego Fuser, who came on in the opening match for Di Matteo, ready to come on again.
Well, it's Baggio who's kind of slowly walking out over this way. I don't know whether it's him. Must have a bit of a problem. Otherwise, why on earth would he be making a substitution with what, less than 10 seconds of the first half to go? It is Baggio. He looks like he's almost packed it in. He's just trot walking over now.
Well, there goes the half-time whistle, so the change hasn't been made, will be in the second half. Del Piero started off the goal scoring as the Juventus partnership immediately reaped dividends. It was Vieri's cross and Del Piero's header. But then it was 2 more deflections. Albertini's free kick knocked in by Aldier, which established the lead still further, and then Roberto Carlos having his say again. That one deflected in by Lombardo.
Just looking around, Rob, and we know Fuser has come on for Baggio, but there's a number 18 there just for Brazil.
Yes, Cesar Sampaio is
well, he's
coming on.
He's coming back over there. Is he staying on for his 6? No, he's got to stay off. They've got 10 outfield players on there already.
Well, they've decided, well, we'll give them 15 minutes, see if they can turn it around, maybe. So certainly Zé Maria was warming up during the break, aside from the rest of the pack. So presumably Mario Zagallo is pondering 1 or 2 changes, putting a bit of pressure on the existing players out there. Del Piero with the early bit of sabre rattling in this second half. The man who scored the opening goal in the first half.
Well, 10 seconds in, and that ball over the top again down one of the channels. Del Piero gets in quite comfortably. It's funny when you get the stats, you and I get a load of stats here in France at half-time. Both Roberto Carlos's goal and Albertini's goal being regarded as shots off target. There would be own goals in Italy, that's a certainty.
Well, Aldair and Attilio Lombardo will be making no great claims to them. Dunga. That was short for Aldair, and thankfully for him, Del Piero couldn't quite get there. Ronaldo spinning away, was hoping for the ball from Romario, but it was heavy traffic ahead.
I'm amazed they took that quick. That's right in Roberto Carlos's range. Took it quickly and gave it away.
There's Albertini, whose free kick was diverted in by Aldair. And Aldair again intervening, but there was an offside flag up against Christian Vieri.
It just drifts, it's tight, it's very, very close. I think those are the kind of decisions that you want to see just let go. It was a tight decision.
And Filippo Inzaghi, whom Juventus have announced that they've signed from Atalanta, is warming up.
Again, who's last man again there, Rob? Mauro Silva.
Romario. Denilson. Well, he went to go all alone, and it was tipped away by Pagliuca.
No, quite right to hit it. He had the option of Ronaldo. Many might have slipped the young lad in, but not Danielson. On his left foot, struck it beautifully.
This is more encouraging. Roberto Carlos.
Well, that not one for the scrapbook. But this is a lovely move. That's Romario. See what I mean? He comes off and suddenly sparked the first time in the match. And Nielsen thinks, I fancy a bit of this. It's a good save from Pagliuca. It's close to him, it's high. You'd expect the goalkeeper to get there, but it was struck with some force. Eye on the ball, strikes it beautifully. Good save.
This is Danielson. Albair lucky to get there, but Maldini was in ahead of him.
Great defending. Absolutely top class. Great run from Danielson again. He really looked excellent today. I've been really impressed with this young man's performance. That was a super ball into a really dangerous area.
Romario. Roberto Carlos. Dunga. This is Danielson. Slipped away neatly from views there. Is he going to go all the way through? Oh, what a goal that would have been.
Oh, I was up. Sorry, I was up there.
You almost wanted it to be.
I did. I was up. God blame me. You wouldn't have got me back down for a while, Rob. You'd have had to carry on. Oh, just singing his praises a minute ago, but he has excited me tonight, I'll tell you. Great running, great feet. You just wanted that to go in. I don't care who you are. Only an Italian fan didn't want this going in. Wonderful football. You think he's lost his balance once or twice. Controlling that ball. Now he just wants it to bend the other way. Oh, dear.
You'd have been in orbit, wouldn't you?
I'd have been up on the roof somewhere.
Talking about the mural that's in the place of the South Stand showing the football immortals. 5 of them are Brazilian, and Danielson would certainly have written a little piece of history for himself had that goal gone in, and would have been another one to add to the Roberto Carlos one to watch again and again. Albair. Romario. Turn away from Panucci. Leonardo to his right, Ronaldo to his left. And maybe he picked the wrong option.
There's no maybe about it. Leonardo was the ball earlier. At least 3 or 4 seconds earlier.
And this time Del Piero could be in. Down in the area, no kick given.
Oh, that's a penalty. I have to say. That's a very generous decision from the referee on behalf of the Brazilians, I think.
And Mauro Silva was the player who went in and might consider himself fortunate to have got away with that. Brazil off the hook.
Oh, that's lively now, this.
Maldini clashing head on with Dunga. But really the Italians feeling very aggrieved.
This is it. He slips past Mauro Silva. Well, if that's not a penalty, I don't know what is. This is much ado about nothing really, that one. And the earlier move, Romario, that's why if you were playing with him, you wouldn't have to give him a flea in his ear. I don't care how good he is.
Inzaghi. Del Piero moving in from the far post. He was tugged down, was he, by Albair?
Well, it might have just been a case there of, I didn't give it last time, I better give it this time. I think that's less of a penalty than the last one. He's running at him, running at him. There's slight contact, there's a tangle of legs. I think the defender's a little unlucky. But he gets a penalty given there. I think Inzaghi made the most of it. But I think they do deserve it after being denied earlier with Del Piero.
Well, perhaps justice has evened itself out, but whatever, it gives Italy a great opportunity to set the seal on this game. Del Piero, who started the scoring off against Claudio Tapparel. It's Del Piero, and have the Italians, who lost on penalties to Brazil in the World Cup final 3 years ago, won this one on a penalty.
Well, they dispatched that with some aplomb, didn't they? Confidently, arrogantly almost. Never looked like he was going to do anything but score there, Del Piero, as he strode up to the ball. Focused on it. Drilled it in top corner. Good stuff.
Second goal of the game for Alessandro Del Piero. Firmly hit. Tapparel beaten, all ends up. And although we've been able to admire their artistry and their efforts and endeavour, I'm sure that that won't be fully appreciated back in Rio if the result stays this way.
The same applies wherever you are in the world, Rob. It doesn't quite wash when you say we played well, but we didn't win.
Here's Flavio.
Well, I've got some players that can hit the ball, haven't they? There's another one. I'd have been surprised if Pagliuca. Good goalkeeping, got himself a great position, stepped out to the edge of the 6-yard box, narrowed the angle. Shot was a screamer.
Roberto Carlos with a corner that gives out. First time that's happened for him in the Tournoi.
Gives us a chance, though. Have a little look at this. What a strike. Drags it onto his left, hits it in an instant. Look at the goalkeeper's position. Brilliant. What a great hit. Again, I think he's happy it's within range. I think another couple of feet to the right there.
Romario. Well, he looked to go through on his own, and he's won the corner. Brazil battling against the clock, looking for this recovery. Cafu, Dunga, Roberto Carlos. Looking to slip Ronaldo through. It's in.
Well,
and the revival is on.
That's the first little glimpse of that man's talent. He's got great feet, unbelievable acceleration there. He didn't quite, I mean, it just shows you scuffing them in is as good as drilling them in. Didn't quite hit it as sure as well as he wanted. For once to get marked, and Cannavaro, I think, gets on the wrong side of him, which he hasn't done often tonight. Pagliuca's not, well, he's not the best. Goes with it with his legs, but he just digs inside. Cross Costa Curta. Yeah, scuffs it a little. Just wrong foots the goalkeeper, maybe.
And Ronaldo, the man who is likely to be playing his club football in Italy next season with Inter Milan, scores against Italy and continues that excellent scoring tally that he's got. 22nd appearance, 14 goals at international level, and Brazil looking to get back in control of their own destiny. Roberto Carlos pulled it across, and Cannavaro had to be on his guard there against Ronaldo again.
Well, they all gave it up. Everybody except Roberto Carlos gave it up. And had they not, somebody might have just been nodding in the equaliser. What a 20 minutes or so we've got now. Every
time you write the Brazilians off, they manage to find a way back through, and their patience very often pays off.
Amazing. There's Cannavaro, just got on the wrong side, got on the outside of Ronaldo for about the first time. He does wrong foot the goalkeeper. He's expecting it to go to his left as we see it there. Maybe bending across him, he gets wrong-footed. Can do nothing at the ball, just agonisingly, slowly going past him.
Leonardo. And now Roberto Carlos is through. Chance for the equaliser! Off the underside of the crossbar! Well, 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 he almost did it again. Here's Cafu.
This side are ragged at the moment. Italy just don't know what to do.
And Brazil, sensing that, are really going for the jugular.
The only thing they can hope to do is get it forward, because they're as strong as they look going forward, they look as shaky at the back. Strike. I thought he delayed it too long. I was thinking, go on, hit it, hit it. Hit it.
Here's Di Matteo, and he's tried to play Inzaghi through. And you almost wondered, after all that Brazilian pressure, their defence capitulating, was going to happen again.
Let's even attempt a shot from here. It's 4 yards at an angle. That's held almost under it. But it's a shot at the other end. I mean, and even though it's right above the goalkeeper, he can't move his arms quick enough to get anything on it. It's a pity. I think they've deserved something from this game.
Del Piero's corner, headed away by Cídio Silva. Ronaldo. Brazil certainly deserves something from this game. England praying that they'll get it. Another goal for Brazil. If the score stays that way, then England have won the tournoi. Here's Del Piero. Did it initially, but Roberto Carlos concedes the corner.
How do you organise? I was just thinking, how can you possibly organise a defence to play against this team? You pick up him, son, you run with him, you go with him. No chance. You just got to get men back, try and fill spaces.
It's Del Piero's kick. Inzaghi.
It's ambitious, he's always under pressure from Cafu.
Italy with 6 more minutes in which to hang on, and the 3 goals that they've rattled up in this game, their first 3 goals in the tournoi, will do them no harm at all if it comes down to goals scored in the duel with England. Leonardo. Romario through. Romario with the equaliser. Would you believe it?
Ah, what a contest. I said first half, the greatest attack in the world against, well, the greatest defence. They get a little bit of luck, but who's to say they don't deserve it? Again, it's into the big man, he holds it up. There's a little bit of feet going, but I think Ronaldo spots him there. And he just gets enough on it to squeeze it through a couple of defenders. And from then on, well, it's all about Romario. Not want to be phased, not want to panic in a situation like that. Skips past Luca as if he's even there. Look at that, there's a little dummy. Goalkeeper buys it, hook, line and sinker. The question is, can they win it?
Well, twice they've faced a 2-goal deficit, and now they've finally drawn level for the first time since the goals started going in. Romario, who's had such an ineffective tournament in terms of the first match and the first hour of this match, but suddenly he's exploded into life at the right time. And that defending in depth that the Italians have been doing has suddenly backfired on them.
I don't think they can do anything about it. I think Brazil at 3-1 down just said, well, that's it, we've got to go for it. And I think that's exactly what they did. They pushed 2 full-backs right forward. They asked Mauro Silva, then Dunga, after he went off, just to sit in with the 2 centre-backs. And then they said to everybody else, oh, you're all attackers, every one of you.
Well, Italy trying now to save their own blushes. Del Piero's free kick. Albertini. Well, you can only admire the resolve of this Brazilian team. Really have stuck to their guns, never phased. When they were 2-0 down, when they were 3-1 down, just kept plugging away. Ronaldo found the ball at the right time to get Romario through for the equaliser.
And what a mouth-watering prospect Tuesday's now beginning to look.
Of course, in terms of the tournoi, that goal from Romario was the one that England wanted. Is it going to stay this way, though? Or are Brazil going to get a winner? Leonardo. Great chance here.
Oh, what a chance.
Aldair it was who had the opening.
He opted to place it in the corner. How they would have loved that chance to have dropped to, well, one of half a dozen other players. To be fair though, Flavio and Danielson get a game on Tuesday. Not bad.
And England have won the Tournoi de France. But the story here is of a remarkable revival after Alessandro Del Piero had seemingly given Italy an unassailable position. It was a foul on Inzaghi by Aldair, which gave Italy a penalty that was firmly tucked away by Del Piero for his second goal of the match. But they hadn't banked on the spectacular Brazilian revival, initially through Ronaldo, and then through Ronaldo's creativity in setting up Romario to have the final say. Brazil never knew when they were being written off, brought about that excellent revival, and it's finished here in Lyon. Brazil 3, Italy 3.